General Hospital spoilers for the week of October 13th suggest that Anna Devane will make a stunning realization, while Charlotte Cassadine will get a warning and Jason Morgan will make a confession. Off the cusp of Anna searching Elizabeth Liz Baldwin's place on Friday, October 10th next week, she'll zero in on Willow Tate as a main suspect in Drew Cain's shooting. Willow will believe the worst in Michael Corinthos, so there's a good chance the nurse thinks Michael planted the incriminating evidence Anna found. Still, Nina Reeves will also be in the hot seat, as she lied about being Willow's alibi, and Anna will likely grill the mom until she admits the truth. Still, by the time the week of October 13th winds to a close, Anna will be stunned with an epiphany. Will she realize the potential that Willow has been set up? As Friday, October 17th hits, Anna will seek Jack Brennan out. Is this about Drew's case or something else? Across town, Rick Lansing will dream about Elizabeth. The thought of being reunited with his ex may be the only thing that keeps him hanging on. In related news, Ava Jerome and Christina Corinthos Davis will try and start a fresh chapter. But can the ladies truly land on the same page? Back to Liz, she'll also be a busy bee as yet another person confides in her. This time, it'll be Felicia Scorpio. But what exactly does Felicia tell the nurse? Meanwhile, GH spoilers for the week of October 13th hint that Gen Z Sidwell will throw his weight around. This is interesting, as, days later, Brennan will demand answers from someone, while Charlotte will also receive a warning. While Charlotte's threat could be from one of her father's, Valentin Cassadine's enemies, it also could be from her mom, Lulu Spencer. Lulu recently had to ground Charlotte for taking Scout Quartermain out of camp without letting Drew know. So maybe Charlotte gets out of line, where her mom has to warn her of repercussions. Elsewhere, Tracy Quartermain will seek legal advice. She feels as if Monica Quartermain giving the Q mansion to Veronica Ronnie Bard is a scam, and she'll look into her legal rights surrounding this. But does she have any? Over at the Q stables, Cody Bell will be shocked by a discovery. What does he stumble across? While that's going on, Molly Lansing Davis will confide in Dante Falconeri. Does she tell Dante she has feelings for his longtime friend? As the days go by, Cody will also get a pleasant surprise, so Dante may encourage Molly to tell Cody just how she feels, which may catch the stable hand off guard. Then, Giovanni Gio Palmieri will make an unlikely connection. So is this about Emma Scorpio or something else? As noted above, Jason makes a confession, but considering his line of work, what's the confession about, and whom does he confess to? Will he admit he still has feelings for Britt Westbourne, or potentially tell Sonny Corinthos, or someone else, about Brennan's ultimatum? Speaking of, Carly Spencer will be prompted to do some digging. Carly has a real problem staying in her own lane, so is this about Britt, or potentially Drew's shooting? With that said, Britt will ask someone for a favor, so there's a good chance she turns to Jason for some help with something on her plate. Here's hoping these two continue to bond. Lastly, Nathan West will question Dante. Nathan has to fill a 7-year gap regarding what he missed out on, so it wouldn't be surprising if he asked his friend to offer some insight into what Maxie Jones has been up to over the last few years. Maybe they also talk about James West. Fans will have to tune in to find out. General Hospital spoilers for the week of October 13 to 17 promise some interesting moments, so viewers won't want to miss a single episode over the next 5 days. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Monday, October 13, 2025. Both Michael and Willow seem like the prime suspects in the Who Shot Drew mystery plot. They both act guilty, and they both need fake alibis to account for their time that fateful night. After the story that Lulu wrote about the shooting, Sonny has some questions for Michael. He asks his son if she knows something that Sonny doesn't, but Michael tries to remain tight-lipped. Does Sonny wonder why Michael is allowing Willow to see the kids after all this time? Meanwhile, Drew continues to manipulate Willow by promising her that she will get her kids back. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. Willow looks like she doesn't trust this man as far as she can throw him. But can Drew trust Willow? Kai and Trina are determined to make sure that nobody ever learns that they were in Drew's house the night he was shot. So, they return to the scene of the crime to see if they left any more evidence behind. Trina also worries about Drew and/or the police targeting her parents. She wonders if they did the wrong thing by taking that lab report out of Drew's safe. Trina also worries that Curtis and Portia will be in trouble if the police ever learn that she and Kai heard the gunshot because they were upstairs in Drew's bedroom. It looks like Portia leaves Elizabeth's house quickly after Anna asks Liz to come in for questioning. She makes it back to her office just to have a run-in with Curtis. She has made peace with the fact that her marriage is over, but here comes Curtis, wanting to delay the divorce. Will Portia tell her husband that she is pregnant and neglect to mention her dalliance with Isaiah? Portia has done this before, so she is an old pro. Once a cheater, always a cheater, right? General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, October 13th to October 24th, reveal a very shocked Willow Tate, while Drew Kane's shooter case will take an interesting twist, and Cody Bell and Molly Lansing Davis enjoy a love fest. During the week of October 13th to 17, Molly will likely admit her feelings to Cody. Despite being paid off by Christina Corinthos Davis to seduce Ava Jerome, Cody has more than proven himself to be a stand-up guy. Molly will talk to her cousin, Dante Falconeri, in the days ahead, and he'll likely encourage Molly to tell Cody how she feels. Dante may point out that Cody didn't have the best childhood, but is a good person who is worthy of love and a loyal friend. Cody is set to get a shock very soon, so it looks like the two will confess some sparks and may even share a kiss. Over to Drew's shooter case, Anna Devane captured some evidence while searching Elizabeth Liz Baldwin's home recently. General Hospital spoilers for the week of October 13th. Note that Anna will be on the hunt to find Willow and possibly charge her for Drew's shooting. Willow will be completely shocked when she realizes what is going on. In fact, fans should expect Willow to believe that Michael Corinthos has set her up. After all, he sprung the idea of seeing her kids on her out of the blue and was in Liz's house, left unattended. Anna has seemingly found Edward Quartermain's gun in Willow's room at Liz's, so she believes she's zeroing in on her main suspect. With that said, will Drew allow Willow to go down for his shooting? He's foaming at the mouth to see Michael go down for this all, so he may try and take action. Still, will Anna believe Drew if he can't back up the evidence? Meanwhile, Nina Reeves will also be grilled next week, as video footage shows her leaving her condo alone at the time of Drew's shooting. Nina lied about being Willow's alibi to cover for her daughter, but this will come back to bite her in the butt. Across town, Christina and Ava will try to clear the air. They are collectively holding Rick Lansing hostage in Alexis Davis's basement, so could this be a new chapter for the two? Will Ava and Christina become friends? In other news, GH spoilers state that Jen Sidwell will use his power to sway a situation. Sidwell has been on the sidelines in storylines as of late, so it'll be interesting to see him resurface during the week of October 13th. Meanwhile, Charlotte Cassadine will deal with a warning. But who exactly is this coming from? And could it be Sidwell or another one of her dad's, Valentine Cassadine's, enemies? Charlotte is contemplating a visit to see her father, so this may be the very thing that causes her to push the button on saying yes. Finally, Nathan West will have questions for Dante. Nathan trusts his friend of many years, and he must have question marks about what went down in Port Charles over the past 7 years he's been gone. Will Dante fill in the blanks? During the week of October 2024, it looks like there's a very good chance that Anna may begin to realize that Willow has been set up. Anna will have a stunning realization about something, so if Willow or Drew brings up Michael's presence at Liz's home before the search, the police commissioner may put 2 and 2 and together. Plus, Michael's alibi isn't exactly rock solid. Could a video footage situation, like the one that arose this week with Nina, happen to Michael? Fans may also see Cody and Molly living their best romantic life. As Molly and Cody will come together this week, there will likely be more scenes with them being flirty and touchy-feely during the next. Another couple to watch out for during the week of October 20 through 24 is Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Emma Scorpio, as they also enjoy the transition from friends to boyfriend and girlfriend. Finally, Jason Morgan will continue to lament between keeping Britt Westbourne safe from Steinmauer and telling Carly Spencer the truth about Jocelyn Jax's WSB status. He's more concerned about keeping all three ladies safe, so he'll have a lot to mull over. But will Britt finally come clean to Jason about her work at the Five Poppies Resort? General Hospital spoilers note that the next 2 weeks will be jam-packed with drama, action, romance, and some intrigue, so continue to tune into the ABC soap to watch everything unfold. General Hospital spoilers note that November sweeps will bring drama and chaos, as Drew Kane's shooter case may be solved, while Veronica Ronnie Bard exits and rocky romances take center stage. As GH viewers know, storylines tend to culminate during sweeps months. This is when characters meet their demise, secrets are exposed, and wedding craziness occurs. Currently, everyone has major question marks where Drew's shooting case is concerned. While the PCPD is zeroing in on Willow Tate, the truth is, the first main suspect charged is never usually the perpetrator, so fans should expect other persons of interest to surface. With that said, Drew's shooter will likely be exposed at some point during November sweeps. Meanwhile, Ronnie has made a huge impact on the canvas. Ikin Masapetanjanides, with most of the Quartermaines welcoming Monica Quartermaine's long-lost sister into the fold. Still, Tracy Quartermaine is not a fan. It's been great seeing Erica Slezak back on daytime drama screens. However, her storyline will come to a close sometime during November. As Ronnie seems like a decent person, someone is behind the deception of her getting the Q mansion. Looking at you, Martin Gray, so this will likely blow up next month. Will this redeem Ronnie and Tracy's eyes? In other GH November sweeps news, Laura Wright will celebrate 20 years of Carly Corinthos as of November 4th. Wright entered the role as Carly recast number 4 in 2005 and has been going strong as the character since. She also happens to have the bragging rights as the actress who's been Carly the longest, so there's a chance the ABC soap may showcase a Carly-centric episode during Sweeps Month to celebrate this milestone. With that said, Carly may have to deal with a breakup, as her romance with Jack Brennan seems mighty rocky. During the week of October 6th, the GH writers set up a storyline where Jocelyn Jax revealed S. Vaughn was a WSB agent to her mom. Joss was tasked with the mission to keep Carly occupied, while Brennan spoke with Jason Morgan, so she decided to use a WSB trick of sticking to the truth. As Vaughn is slated to become Brennan's second-in-command, Carly was bound to learn that he was an agent at WSB anyway. Carly consoled her daughter, who was visibly upset, but then became very outraged with her boyfriend for knowing about Vaughn's dangerous job but not bringing her into the loop. The GH writers almost seem to foreshadow what will happen when Carly learns Jocelyn's little WSB secret. November sweeps would be the perfect time for it all to come out. Finally, will Maxie Jones return during November sweeps? It would be a good time, especially now that Nathan West is back. Kristen Storms revealed in an Instagram video prior to her hiatus that her character would be returning either November or December of this year, so fans will need to stay tuned to the ABC soap to see what happens next. General Hospital spoilers suggest plenty of bombshells and action come November sweeps, so it'll be a month of episodes fans won't want to miss. General Hospital co-stars Carlo Rota and Nazneen Contractor shared their real-life love by celebrating a special day October 10th. The real-life couple, who both have been playing supporting roles on General Hospital this year, celebrated the anniversary of their formal wedding ceremony. Both of them shared the same photo on their Instagram accounts, showing both of them in formal wedding outfits on October 10th, 2010. The caption on the photo, written by her, said, 10, 10, 10. We did this, baby. 15 of the best years of my life. Happy anniversary, my one and only. The couple was wed on April 1st, 2010, but it appears they waited 6 months to have a full ceremony with all the trimmings. The General Hospital actors have 2 children who they regularly share photos and videos of on their Instagram accounts. Both actors have been on General Hospital for a year. Rhoda plays the devious and occasionally murderous Jens Sidwell, who has been making waves and deals among Port Charles' most powerful citizens. Contractor plays acting district attorney Justine Turner, who has been busy lately helping the Port Charles Police Department investigate the shooting of Congressman Drew Cain. On the day of her portrayer's wedding anniversary, Justine was matching wits with Sonny Corinthos about the case. They celebrated their 15th anniversary while filming the General Hospital Nurses' Ball on April 1st. Both of their characters have been antagonists of Sonny's this year. Rhoda is probably best known for his role on 24, playing Morris O'Brien, the husband of leading character Chloe O'Brien. He was on the show for 3 seasons. Contractor was on a separate season of 24. The General Hospital couple met while both working on the TV series Relic Hunter 25 years ago, but they didn't start dating until they had a chance encounter in Toronto years later, when Contractor ran into Rhoda and Rajskub. Contractor and Rhoda remembered each other from their previous work together, and the rest was history. Rhoda has done voice work on numerous video games, and recently shared on his Instagram that he was working on a future edition of the Assassin's Creed franchise. He also posted a picture of himself on a set with legend Brooke Shields working together on an unnamed project. Contractor is a regular on the Canadian TV show Children Ruin Everything. The show has won 9 Canadian Screen Awards, including the 2025 award for Best Ensemble Performance, Comedy, with Contractor sharing in the win. She appeared in an episode of the series Criminal Minds in June. On her Instagram stories this week, Contractor revealed that she was flying out of Los Angeles to film another project. She didn't disclose what the project was, but revealed that she was playing another ADA character, showing her character name on her trailer. General Hospital spoilers hint that there's no way Drew Cain will sit back and let Willow Tate get arrested for his shooting, which is when he'll pull the memory card and accuse Michael Corinthos. But let's rewind a bit. The last GH fans saw Anna Devane was when she completed a search of Elizabeth Liz Baldwin's home. She knew Willow had been living there since her failed wedding to Drew, and recent evidence had surfaced, which pointed to the nurse as a possible prime suspect in Drew's shooting. Anna had a gun-sized item wrapped in a white cloth at the close of the Friday, October 10th show after the police search, and asked Liz to accompany her to the station. With that said, Anna also asked Liz where her houseguest was at the moment. It's clear that Liz is not Anna's target, but Willow is. Meanwhile, Willow was at the hospital, on duty, but in Drew's room, talking about how Michael had allowed her visits with Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. Yes, they are controlled, 1-hour visits with a family therapist, but at this point, Willow will take what she can get where her kids are concerned. The mom is desperate to spend time with Wiley and Amelia, and was almost looking forward to the meeting, which was going to take place later that day. Drew thought it was a trap, and in his defense, it wasn't far-fetched for him to believe that the therapist was on Michael's payroll and would testify at a custody hearing that Willow was an unfit mother. Willow thought of this too. However, she was willing to take the risk in order to spend time with the kids. Anna will likely either arrest Willow this week or, at the very least, haul her in for questioning. There's a good chance Anna found Edward Quartermain's gun in Willow's room, so things look very suspicious for the nurse. Since Willow was chatting with Drew during the October 10th show, it's easy to imagine Anna showing up in his room and taking to the nurse to the PCPD. Drew's mentioned multiple times that he doesn't actually care who shot him. He just wants to pin it on Michael. Drew's foaming at the mouth to nail Michael with another prison sentence at any cost. It would be a win-win situation for Drew. He gains revenge on Michael, plus Willow gets Wiley and Amelia back, and he's the hero in her eyes. Drew is so obsessed with Willow at this point that he probably wouldn't care if she did shoot him. He'll do anything to win her back. Well, it looks like Drew may be Willow's hero once again. Drew may do something massively drastic in order to save his love from the legal bind she's in. If all this evidence points to Willow, Drew could stick his neck out and claim a memory has surfaced, and he knows Michael is the one who shot him. Plus, as Michael was left unattended in Liz's house when he met with Willow to tell her about the changed visitation with the kids, which is a red flag as it is, because it was off the cusp of the Q Mansion search warrant debacle. Michael would also look guilty, and as though he was planting evidence to frame someone else for Drew's shooting. General Hospital spoilers suggest there will be plenty of twists and turns in the Drew shooter case in the days and weeks ahead, so fans need to stay tuned to the ABC soap to see what happens next. Tracy pauses on entering the kitchen and finding Ronnie rifling through the tea. Ronnie tries making peace, but Tracy just wants her to shut up. And when Ronnie begs Tracy to tell her about her sister, it gets worse. Tracy snaps that Ronnie had no relationship with Monica, and there's no way she left her the house. This is all a scam. After Tracy leaves, Michael shows up and asks how Ronnie's first night went. They get into Tracy's venom, and Michael just tells Ronnie not to let his great aunt get to her. Plus, he's grateful to Ronnie for stopping that search warrant. Ronnie asks if there should be anything to worry about, then apologizes. But it's all good. Michael's zen about the whole thing and fills her in on what's happening and why everyone hates Drew. She just hopes that they can all heal these wounds. ADA. Turner visits Anna in her office. They fight over whose fault the typo in the Quartermain search warrant was and how much it screwed up the investigation. But as Turner points out, since Anna applied for another warrant, she clearly has more suspects. They go over Willow's alibi being an obvious lie. Plus, she knows the Quartermain grounds well, including Edward's gun collection. Turner promises Anna the warrant should be ready within the hour and leaves. Drew summons Jordan to his hospital room to save Curtis. If he tells the cops all he knows, they'll stop looking at Michael and start looking at Curtis. But he's willing to look past his former friend's attempted murder if Jordan uses her connections to push for Michael's arrest. What did you promise Willow in exchange for her coming back to you? He feigns ignorance, but Jordan keeps pressing until she figures she hits upon the truth. He promised Willow he'd get rid of Michael. She calls him sad and pathetic and storms out. Isaiah's thinking back to hooking up with Portia when Lucas walks in, about to tease him about dating. Instead, Lucas senses that Isaiah's seeing someone and gets a smirk in return. Speaking of whom, Portia gets confirmation that she's 7 weeks pregnant and flashes to sleeping with both Curtis and Isaiah. Then Jordan almost literally runs into her and Dr. Navarro as she hurries away from Drew, but doesn't stick around long. At home, Liz apologizes to Willow for letting Michael in. Willow insists it was a good opportunity to talk. She got her point across. Liz truly believes Michael wants to cool things between him and Willow for the kids. After Willow leaves, Portia drops in, looking for a friend to fill in on her pregnancy drama. Curtis doesn't know. She's not sure if staying together or divorcing is better, and he may not even be the father. But Portia can't get into that bombshell before Anna knocks on Liz's door with a warrant. Sunny ambushes Lulu as she eats and demands to know why she's going after Michael. She insists she just reported the facts, and nothing more. Her article didn't say Michael did it. They go back and forth as he accuses her, and she maintains that she's objective, no matter what. Sunny just looks forward to her reporting Michael's innocent, then walks out. Tracy drops by next to harass Lulu about what she dug up on Ronnie. Lulu hands over her Ronnie Bard dossier, which is a complete and utter disappointment. There's nothing there to use. All you found out about Ronnie is she won a pie-making contest in Durham. Lulu thinks Ronnie's on the up and up, but Tracy refuses to accept it. Lulu gently points out that Ronnie hasn't kicked anyone out of the house, and the entire family is stupidly rich. She thinks Tracy's problem is really with Monica. Turner arrives at Diane and Alexis's office, surprised to see Sunny. He paid Diane to facilitate a meeting with Turner. He knows about her issue with the warrant, then warns her that if Michael's charged with Drew's shooting, you may never prosecute again. Sunny clarifies that he's not threatening, just giving her the facts about her conflict of interest. She won't be able to prosecute because she's compromised. And for the record, he's not blackmailing her. I'm protecting us. Jordan rushes over to Curtis to tell him what Drew tried to get her to do, but he isn't worried. Drew's got nothing on them. He lost the evidence against Portia, and Curtis didn't shoot the jerk. And once this is all cleared, he and Portia are getting a divorce. Tracy insists to Lulu that the last few years with Monica were different. They became close. Why would she do this to Tracy, to Michael? The will is phony, and Ronnie is hiding something. When Willow visits Drew with the good news, "I'm seeing my kids today," he tells her it's a trap, but she's willing to risk it to see her kids. She doesn't care what Michael's plan is. She needs to see them, now. The cops search the house, And when Anna gets back downstairs with a wrapped bundle, Liz freaks out. And it gets worse when Anna tells her to accompany them to the police station. "Where's your roommate?" The tension between Jason and Britt isn't explosive yet, but it's simmering just beneath the surface. For a lot of fans, Jason and Britt's brief but intense romance was one of those lightning-in-a-bottle storylines that General Hospital got absolutely right. Their connection came out of some classic GH storytelling: fugitives on the run, danger everywhere, and stolen kisses that evolved into something more. But as quickly as their relationship began, it all came crashing down. Literally. Jason died in a tunnel collapse. Later, Britt died fighting the Hook. And the story that might have been was suddenly over, or so everyone thought. Now that they're both back from the dead, the stage is set for a reunion, only this time, it's not instant fireworks, it's a slow burn. Jason and Britt's original love story was messy in all the best ways. He risked his life to save her from Cyrus's henchmen, and their escape sent them on the run. Their relationship deepened when they hid out at a Canadian lighthouse, and she let him in on her most vulnerable side, including the truth about her genetic Huntington's marker. They fell for each other fast, only to have loyalty, mob wars, and tragedy tear them apart. Jason had to let her go so he could enter into a marriage that was a business arrangement. Sonny was presumed dead, and Carly took over his organization. So as a show of strength, they agreed to get married. That was over before it started when Sonny turned up alive just after they said, "I do," but it was too late. The damage had been done. Fast forward to after Jason's death, when Britt was believed to have been poisoned while battling the Hook to save Jocelyn's life. But after his own resurrection, he realized Britt was alive. He followed the clues and found her at the Five Poppies Resort in Croatia, and managed to bring her back to Port Charles. But the woman he brought home isn't the same woman he fell for. She's colder, distant, and hiding something big. Britt's evasiveness seems tied to her time working in that Five Poppies lab, and whatever dangerous man was pulling her strings. Jason keeps trying to let her know that she's still important to him, but she's been keeping him at arm's length. With Britt keeping some major secrets, this isn't a fairy tale reunion. It's two broken people circling something they once had but can't fully touch yet. Their path forward won't be quick or easy, but the attraction is still there. Between Jason's own baggage and whatever Britt's hiding, maybe even involving Nathan's own return from the dead, the machinations of Professor Dalton, or a familiar villain like Jerry Jacks, their next chapter looks complicated. But that's what makes it a slow burn. It may not happen overnight, but it's hard to shake the feeling it will happen. Parenting like Monica did with Jason. General Hospital is mourning Dr. Monica Quartermain, as portrayed by the late, great Leslie Charleson. Leading the bereaved is her son, Jason, the child with whom Monica had the most tortured relationship. I have been watching Jason and Monica since he was born on air in 1981. I was there when an accident destroyed his memory and turned him into Jason Morgan in '95. And I've been watching him and Monica navigate their complicated relationship for the 30 years since. For a long time, it was just an entertaining soap opera story. And then it hit particularly close to home. When Jason was first born, Monica wanted nothing to do with Alan's bastard. But then Susan was murdered, and Monica allowed Jason into her home and into her heart. Let's be honest, she loved her sweet, obedient, medical school-aspiring golden boy Jason more than she loved her difficult, self-destructive biological son, AJ. But then, one night, a drunk AJ wrecked the car he and his brother were riding in, leaving Jason with complete amnesia. Sonny swooped in and gave Jason a home away from his evil family members, who just wanted Jason to go back to wearing Christmas sweaters and following in the path they'd laid out for him. Sonny allowed Jason to swap out his stuffy sweaters for tight black t-shirts and his stethoscope for a gun he could use to shoot bad mobsters in the service of his new best friend, the world's first morally righteous mobster. When his family raised objections to their son being a stone-cold killer, Sonny explained that they were bad people and Jason should cut them out of his life. And so Jason did. My relationship with my second son wasn't nearly as dramatic as Monica and Jason's. He is my biological child. He was, thankfully, never in a critical car accident. And he did not attach himself to a mobster, saintly or otherwise. He has not, as far as I know, iced anybody. So what did my younger son do that prompted me to turn to Monica for parenting advice? My son decided to drop out of high school. My son dropped out of high school, and he made it clear to my husband and I that he did not care to hear my husband's or my opinion on the subject. In fact, he did not care to hear our opinion on any subject regarding his future or his present. He went into his room and he closed the door. I could have pushed him. Every instinct I had told me to push him. It told me to issue ultimatums, throw around life-altering threats, and demand that he engage with me. But Monica Quartermain taught me not to do that. She taught me to give my kid space, to let him set the parameters of our relationship, and, most importantly, to let him come to me on his own time and of his own volition. So that's what I did. And, like Jason, my son eventually came around. At Monica's funeral last month, Jason remembered how his mom let him be who he was, offering support, not judgment, and he agonized over how badly he'd treated her while she was alive. I truly don't care what my son says at my memorial service. I don't care about things like that. I care about how he treats me while I'm alive. Currently, our relationship is good. Thanks in part to Monica Quartermain. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of October 13th tease playing detective, desperate dreams, and demanding answers. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor play detective. Rick Lansing has desperate dreams, and Jack Brennan's demanding answers. Monday, October 13th, Kai and Trina play detective and find something that could be used to target her parents. In the meantime, Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson discuss their future. Regarding the Quartermain clan, Harrison Chase vents to his wife, Brooke Lynn Quartermain Chase. Still in the hospital, Drew Kane presses Willow Tate, and in Diane Miller's office, Sonny Corinthos is on high alert as he meets with Michael Corinthos. On Tuesday, October 14th, Rick has desperate dreams and sees Elizabeth Baldwin while still captive in Alexis Davis' basement. In the meantime, his two other captors, Ava Jerome and Christina Corinthos Davis, try to turn the page. Elsewhere, Jen Sidwell throws his power around at various Port Charles citizens. Also, Nina Reeves is in the hot seat. It sounds like she's in trouble for her false alibi for Willow. And as for Willow, she believes the worst of Michael. On Wednesday, October 15th, Brennan demands answers, and that could pertain to quite a few situations in Port Charles. Elsewhere, Cody Bell makes a shocking discovery. Perhaps his new boss, Veronica Ronnie Bard, Erica Slezak? In the meantime, Tracy Quartermain gets legal advice about contesting the Monica Quartermain will, which she is sure is fake. Elsewhere, Molly Lansing Davis confides in Dante Falconeri. Plus, Gio Palmieri makes an unlikely connection. Thursday, October 16th, Anna Devane comes to a startling realization. In the meantime, Cody, who had the shocking experience previously, now gets a pleasant surprise. Elsewhere, Jason Morgan will make a confession. It's not likely to be a confession to the police about anything. What in the world could it be? Also, Felicia Scorpio confides in Elizabeth. Will this be something related to their work at the hospital? Finally, Charlotte Cassadine receives a warning. On Friday, October 17th, Britt Westbourne asks for a favor. Elsewhere, her brother Nathan West has some questions for his former PCPD partner Dante. As for Carly Spencer, she will do some digging, obviously suspicious about something. In the meantime, Anna will seek out Brennan, having questions for him and possibly harboring suspicions. And elsewhere, back with the Quartermains, Brooke Lynn finds herself uneasy. General Hospital spoilers tease that Rory Gibson's character, Michael Corinthos, is in the weeds. He is a prime suspect in the shooting of Drew Kane. And Gibson talked to Raleigh Durham's ABC 11 about the sinister plot Michael finds himself in. Keep reading to discover the juice Gibson spilled about GH. Gibson didn't mince words when asked if Michael shot Drew. I don't think he'd be necessarily opposed, but I don't know. You're going to have to stay tuned and see what happens. Otherwise, Gibson is loving the fast and furious plot that has him implicated in an attempted murder. "I'm having a blast," he said, about working with Cameron Matheson and Caitlin McMullen. "I really, really am. First off, just working with Cam and Katie is always a joy." He added that the two co-stars are unbelievably kind, sweet, generous humans, which kind of makes it all the more fun to play those kinds of scenes with them. Gibson played it safe by not revealing too much about his character's involvement in the PC crime of the year. But he did say, "I definitely want to keep trekking down this route of chaos, I guess. Just because it keeps it fun, it keeps it interesting. I definitely want him to have some happiness and love in his life, as well. But it's a soap. We've got to keep it exciting. I like the route we're on right now and hope we stay on that route." Gibson did tease the action to come in the next few weeks by saying it would involve a whole lot of chaos and a whole lot of angst. Gibson concluded, "And a lot of brooding, I guess." What's interesting is that during the October 9th episode, Michael stunned Willow by offering her a peace branch. He offered for her and the kids to have scheduled visitation with a therapist until the judge settles their custody case. Of course, Willow objected and found a way to turn the tables, declaring that Michael is setting her up for the therapist to declare she's a bad mom. At this point, we would have to agree with that assessment. What do you think of Willow's mental state? The hallowed halls of Port Charles are no stranger to secrets, but recent events have tested the very foundations of trust for two of its most prominent families. Just as the Quartermains began to heal from a masterful deception, a new web of lies is being spun by Dr. Portia Robinson, threatening to shatter her world once again. The Quartermain saga reached its explosive climax when attorney Martin Gray, crippled by guilt, confessed his elaborate revenge scheme to a stunned Tracy Quartermain. In a moment of raw desperation, Martin admitted to forging Monica Quartermain's will. The document that disinherited Tracy and shockingly left the family mansion to a long-lost sister named Ronnie was a complete fabrication. Ronnie, he revealed, was merely an actress he hired to orchestrate Tracy's downfall. His confession unraveled a months-long conspiracy, triggering immense legal fallout and leaving a trail of betrayal that tainted Monica's final wishes. While Martin's confession was designed to tear the family apart, it paradoxically strengthened their bonds. United against a common enemy, the Quartermains rallied together, ready to restore Monica's true legacy. As Martin faces the ruin of his career and potential jail time, the family can finally begin to heal, proving their resilience in the face of unimaginable deceit. Yet, as one fire is extinguished, another ignites. Spoilers indicate Portia Robinson is poised to repeat her most devastating mistake. With her marriage to Curtis Ashford in ruins following the revelation that he, not Marcus Taggart, is Trina's biological father, Portia has fallen into the arms of a new man, Isaiah Gannon. Now, a potential pregnancy threatens to complicate everything. History appears to be repeating itself with chilling precision. Insiders suggest that Portia, desperate to win Curtis back, will claim her unborn child as his, preying on his deep regret over missing Trina's childhood. For Curtis, the chance to be a father from the very beginning, to witness every milestone he was denied with Trina, would be an irresistible pull back into Portia's orbit. Portia is a master of manipulation, having previously altered medical records to serve her own ends. She knows Curtis's vulnerabilities and seems willing to build a future on a foundation of lies. But in Port Charles, the truth always has a way of surfacing. This high-stakes gamble may reunite her family temporarily, but the inevitable exposure promises a reckoning that could be far more destructive than her first betrayal. General Hospital star Steve Burton faces health crisis as wife reveals tumor diagnosis. The world of General Hospital fans was jolted this week by the sobering news that beloved actor Steve Burton is facing a serious health battle. His newlywed wife, Michelle Lundstrom, broke her silence to confirm that Burton has been diagnosed with a stomach tumor, which doctors are concerned may be malignant. The revelation casts a shadow over the couple's recent wedding and has sparked an outpouring of support from the daytime television community. In a candid and heart-wrenching online post, Lundstrom transformed what was intended to be a message of gratitude into a moment of devastating honesty. She described how the diagnosis shattered their newlywed bliss, plunging them into a world of hospital visits, endless tests, and profound uncertainty. "We thought we were entering the brightest season of our lives," she confessed, and then the ground shifted beneath us. For millions of viewers, Steve Burton is synonymous with his iconic character, Jason Morgan, a stoic, fearless enforcer who has survived countless near-death experiences. The revelation of Burton's real-life struggle presents a poignant parallel, highlighting the vulnerability of the man behind the seemingly invincible persona. His recent triumphant return to General Hospital and his marriage to Lundstrom had symbolized a period of renewal and stability, making this sudden turn of events all the more tragic. According to Lundstrom, the journey began with subtle signs, fatigue and persistent stomach pain, initially dismissed as the byproducts of a demanding schedule. However, when unexplained weight loss followed, the couple sought medical answers, leading to the life-altering diagnosis. "Steve has always been the strongest man I know," she wrote. "To see him lying there vulnerable, it broke me." The news has been met with an immediate and overwhelming wave of support. Fans have flooded social media with prayers and messages of encouragement, with some organizing virtual prayer circles in a show of solidarity. Behind the scenes, the General Hospital family has reportedly rallied around Burton. Co-stars like Maurice Benard and Laura Wright have offered private messages of strength, reinforcing a bond that extends far beyond the screen. Throughout this ordeal, Lundstrom has become a voice of courage, sharing their journey with a mix of raw honesty and unwavering faith. "This is not the story we expected, but it's the story we've been given," she shared in a recent post. While doctors have yet to release an official prognosis, she confirmed that Burton is undergoing treatment with cautious optimism. As Burton, a man known for his on-screen battles, confronts the most significant fight of his life, he does so anchored by his family, his faith, and the legion of fans who see his true strength not in fiction, but in his profound human resilience. Portia Robinson once believed she could outrun her mistakes. She thought time, patience, and devotion could scrub away the guilt that had followed her since the day she first lied, not just to Curtis, but to herself. But fate has a cruel sense of timing in Port Charles, and just when Portia thought her life had finally settled, the shadows of her past came rushing back to claim her peace. Her marriage to Curtis Ashford has been unraveling for months, threads of resentment pulling loose in the quiet hours between them. Their home, once filled with laughter and promises, now echoes with unspoken doubts. Jordan's name, his ex-wife, lingers between them like a ghost neither can banish. To Curtis, Jordan is a reminder of who he used to be, a man of honor and purpose. To Portia, she's a reminder of everything she can never compete with: truth, history, and unfinished love. And in the silence of those lonely nights, with the walls closing in and the ache of distance too sharp to bear, Portia made a choice that would alter everything. One moment of weakness, one night with Isaiah, a man whose kindness came at a time she was desperate to feel seen. It was a night she's prayed to forget, but now its consequences refused to stay buried. When the telltale signs appeared, the nausea, the fatigue, the sudden tears she couldn't explain, denial was no longer an option. The possibility that she was pregnant sent her spiraling into dread. Was this child conceived during her brief reconciliation with Curtis, or during that one reckless night with Isaiah? Portia's world began to collapse beneath the weight of uncertainty. Her career, her reputation, her marriage, even her daughter's fragile trust, were all hanging by a thread. Seeking clarity, she scheduled an appointment with Dr. Frida Navarro, pretending it was routine. But it wasn't. It was a desperate plea for truth she wasn't ready to face. 7 weeks, that was the verdict. 7 weeks, a window that could point to either man. Portia's hands shook as she read the report. Tsumi, her heartbeat echoing like thunder in her ears. No matter how she looked at it, someone would end up shattered. When fear outweighed reason, Portia made another choice, one she swore she'd never make again. Quietly, she ordered a prenatal paternity test using a stored sample of Curtis's blood, all without his consent or knowledge. The secret became her new burden, locked away from everyone: Elizabeth, her confidant; Trina, her daughter, who had already endured too many half-truths; and Isaiah, who still believed their connection had meant something real. When the results came back confirming Curtis as the biological father, relief never came. Instead, a new kind of terror took hold, the fear that once the truth surfaced, no one would see her as a woman haunted by guilt and love, but as a manipulator who once again tried to control fate. Meanwhile, Isaiah carried himself with quiet pride, convinced he was the father. He saw their night together not as a mistake, but as the beginning of something that could heal them both. His gentle touches, his softened gaze, each gesture was laced with hope. Portia, distant and conflicted, couldn't bring herself to destroy his illusion. Her evasions only deepened his suspicions. Isaiah wasn't a man who gave up easily, and his instincts told him something was terribly wrong. The closer Portia tried to pull away, the more determined he became to uncover the truth. And when he does, the fallout will be devastating. Because in Port Charles, secrets never die quietly. They explode, ripping through lives, exposing betrayals, and leaving no one unscarred. Portia is about to learn that silence doesn't protect love. It only delays its destruction. And as Trina begins to sense that her mother is hiding yet another life-altering truth, the Robinson-Ashford family stands on the brink once more, where love, loyalty, and lies collide in a storm that could change everything. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.